Hey everybody, mtgnoob here, bringing you another Swiss Magic the Gathering Avacyn Restore draft. Okay, so basically we have a few picks here. It's really between this, maybe this, but I highly doubt that. So, which is better? There's two good red cards, some white cards. Bloom Widow's okay. The rare's Reforged Soul, which sucks. I think I'm going to go with the Gold Knight Commander. He's better, although I am tempted to take the Stern Mentor and try something fun, but you never know. I mean, Mill's not really that viable a strategy. So it's between Striker, Gold Knight Commander. I'll snatch up the Commander. Okay, and then in our pack here, we don't really get any good white cards. Foil Undead Executioner. I don't really like white and black in this set. I could go white, green beatdown. I think I'm just going to take the Striker here. Kind of cuts off good red cards. And you know me. Apparently love white and red so far my last few drafts. Okay, so I could stay on color, the Mad Prophet, Valiant, Zealous Strike, or I can divert a little and take a Smuggler. I don't think that's the right play. I think it's really between a Valiant and a Mad Prophet. Mad Prophet's good, helps you dig, but usually for 4 mana in this format, I want to be getting something really good, although I will be passing another red card, so that's something to keep in mind. But I'm going to take the Valiant, even though I don't really like him that much. Okay, there's really nothing for us here. There is a pretty decent card in Stolen Goods. I don't think I would splash it. Gang of Devils sucks. Bone Splinters, like I said, I don't really want to take black and white. I only have one red card. Shieldmate's okay. Amass is pretty decent. This card's hit or miss. I don't really think Stolen Goods is the pick here. I don't really like this as my pick. Seems like there's some black cards and some blue cards from previously. It's between the Amass and the Stolen Goods. I think the Amass is a little bit better. You gotta let me know there if you would have just chanced the Stolen Goods. I mean, it is random. Okay, looking here. See another Striker, although there doesn't look to be much else coming our way. If I would have taken the Mentor, I might have taken the Dreadwater early. Soul Cage Fiends, that's the second one, so we got to keep that in mind. The black might be flowing. So far we got 2 Strikers, some okay white. This guy's pretty good. Amass the components, which I probably would not splash in a deck like this. Okay, so here's my cost. Bunch of 2s and a 4. Got to fill in the blanks. And some really good black cards. I think it's kind of hard to not pick up on the black and blue signals coming our way. I don't really want to throw away white and red. I could force the Scalding Devils, but it's clearly not powerful enough. I think we either hate out a Barter in Blood or Human Frailty. The Human Frailty is going to be easier to splash for somebody, but the Barter in Blood, even though we have a bunch of humans, is probably going to hurt us more. So I'm going to take that. Okay, I can't ignore this anymore, although this is a really good red card. I haven't been too fond of Demonic Taskmaster. He usually is really good, but, you know, sometimes he gets defanged or, you know, he gets something put on him and it's hard to get rid of him. Stonewright is really good, but I think the black signal is pretty strong at this point with both those last black cards. So I think I'm going to try to move into black, although I do want to take this I don't want to be passing all this black if that's the signal that we're getting. Alright, now I can take a white card or a black card. I think I gotta go kind of, I don't want to say all in on all this black, but you never know. Alright, here's Reforge the Soul on Hollow Pack. I'll just take a scrapper. We don't really know what colors we're in yet, but it seems like we gotta be in black now. Might end up going black-red. Appetite for Brains is fine. Guise of Fire is also fine. I think in black we could get a bunch of removal. I'd rather pass the Guise of Fire. None of these things are stellar. I'll just hack the card draw, just in case. Sure. Why not? Sure. Why not? Alright, so currently we have a pretty underwhelming black selection of cards. Some white cards, some red cards. Open a bonfire one time. That's a card I really want in the set. Like, I'll take a bunch of other rares too, but I have not opened a bonfire since I think my first pre-release pool, and then I sold it, and I was like, oh man, I could get 25 ticks for this? That's awesome. And then now it's like worth more, so I was like, ooh, look at me being good. Alright, there's some red cards here. I was kind of hoping to not whiff. We can take a white card, but like I said, I don't really want to go with the white-black plan, and it seems like we're definitely in black, at least at this point. So I'm kind of looking at the Cathar or the Ringleader. Now, the thing is, the Ringleader, the Ringleader isn't as good in red-black as it is in white-red. That being said, the Cathar is still good. I really do like this Angel. I'm not going to be taking this. 2 humans. I think I'm going to take the Ringleader in case I end up still going white-red. Okay, there's some good red cards. A lot, actually. There's actually a really good black card here as well. But I think Killing Wave is too good to pass up. I've played with it one time, and usually if you're ahead, it's pretty awesome. If you're behind, it definitely kind of sucks. Maybe we'll get something back, like a Bone Splinters, but I highly doubt it. But we'll take the Killing Wave there. Okay, seems like we're pretty red and or black at the moment. There is a Righteous Blow, but I think white's getting gobbled up. I mean, Inquisitor's okay. So now I can take a Searchlight Geist, a Shade, or a Lancer. I kind of do like the Lancer a lot. The first strike is pretty powerful, but I think it looks like I'm going to be more black than red, and in that case, I'll most likely take the Shade. But this is tempting. I don't want to pass in all these black cards. It looks like I'm giving off the black signal. But I like the Lancer, but the Shade's really good. But not as good in 2-color decks. I'm gonna take the Lancer. Let me know if you would have just taken the Shade there. Alright, here we have a Vigilante Justice, which I'm not gonna take. We have a Driver of the Dead, which actually isn't terrible in our deck for once. Renegade Demon, which is fine, but I'm just going to take the Soul Cage Fiend. I think we might be aggressive enough to kind of abuse them. Alright, this kind of sucks because I really like Malfed Twins. I think it's a good card. But Butcher Ghoul is stuff that you really kind of want in a black deck. So I'm going to pass on the Twins. Kind of sucks, but is what it is. Okay, we have a Lightning Prowess. We have nothing that gives Death Touch currently, although Lightning Prowess is pretty good. Grave Exchange, which I feel is kind of slow from time to time. I think with the Butcher Ghoul and 2 strikers, I think Driver of the Dead is fine here. I think at this point I want to be a little bit more black than red. Okay, here's a pick for you. I think the Cathar might be a little bit better, but it's kind of hard to not take the Exterminator, especially since it's a 2-drop. We do have a lot of 2-drops currently. This guy is kind of good in an aggro deck, but I think I'm just going to take the Exterminator. You could argue that pick with me if you'd like. Let me know, because I know if he gets online, he just kind of steals games. Right, here's another Dreadwaters. Not that we're going to take it. I think we just end up taking the Grave Exchange. Not a big fan of it. I was hoping better kill would be passed around. Seems like somebody might have jumped in on the black on us, which is totally understandable. Although this card is here, I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to take the Latch Seeker because it's a pain in the ass card, especially if they can protect it. Okay, so currently we have 6 picks left in this pack. I feel my deck's a little bit underpowered currently. I usually have more playables at this point. I'm not going to be playing Dangerous Wager. I'm not going to be playing Appetite for Brains, most likely. So currently I only have 15 cards, 11 creatures. Some of them are good, some of them are not so great. No real bombs, no real super duper removal. So hopefully, even with the Bone Splinters, we could change that slightly. So maybe we will wheel a Bone Splinters. Alright, we don't wheel Bone Splinters, but I think not taking the Stone Right is just plain dumb. There's a scroll, and we do have at least 1 demon. We have 2 demons, but Stone Right is kind of like, you know, the ability to have a fireball on a stick. I'll take a Search Lightgeist over another Scrapper. Fills out our curve fine. Both of these are not so great against us. I think I could just safely hack the Rain of Thorns. Okay. I'll just take this Midnight Duelist. Sure. Alright, so this time around, we really want our deck to end up getting some nice removal. Maybe a bomb or 2 in the rare slot. This is a pack. Malcontents is really good. So is Cathar. Demonic Rising isn't great in our deck. Currently we only have 13 creatures though, so maybe we can make it work. I mean, it is on our colors. I don't think it's great versus this, and this, but I think it's good enough to consider, especially with things like Barter and Blood. And there's a second Barter and Blood. There's also Deathwind. Alright, most likely we'll get a Ghoul Flesh back from this. I'm going to consider my options in the creature count. Trying to keep it lower now because of this. So that being said, Thunderous Wrath does kind of end the game if you're low enough, if they're low enough. Bar and Blood would be good with a lot of stuff in our deck, but we are kind of aggressive. That being said, I think the pick's probably between Deathwind and Thunderous Wrath. I think I like Deathwind a little bit better. Plus, we have a lot of black mana, so I don't really want to be playing Thunderous Wrath. Plus, it costs 6, so I'll take the Deathwind. Okay. Here's another Thunderous Wrath, which is kind of crazy. We also get a Gloom Surgeon, an Undead Executioner. I think this time around, although there's another Butcher's Ghoul, we don't really have too many Bone Splinters. I think this time around I just take the Thunderous Wrath. Okay, in this pack, it's pretty simple. I think we just take the human frailty. There's nothing really else, especially creature-wise. Some good blue cards, but nothing we can really benefit from. Okay, it seems like this is going to be pretty sweet in our deck now, since we're ending up with not too many creatures, 13 currently, and a whole bunch of kill, which is kind of the style of deck I like to play, as long as you can end up with some good stuff. Okay, I don't see why we don't take the Lightning Mauler here. We might wheel the Necrobite. I think this is a pretty good card, especially in a deck like ours, since we have a ton of ground guys. But I think we can probably block them or kill their flyers. So I'll take a Lightning Mauler. Okay. I really do want to take this card, but it does kind of change how our deck plays out. I think if we lose to this card, we lose to this card. I think the Vampire is going to fit our build much, much better. Kill stuff and grow. Although this card just does win games on its own, I'm going to try to keep a lot of their creatures off the table. Although I don't like passing a burn at the stake. I think it's, you know, pretty hard to pass up. I'll just take a driver there. Alright, I mean, Aggravate is really good against us, but I'm not going to mind taking another Exterminator. Okay, it doesn't seem like we're getting much of the black removal back, but we do make up for it by taking a bunch of good creatures. Alright, this was the pack that I thought we'd get the Ghoul Flesh back, which we did. I think I'm just going to take the Lancer. I think I'm going to probably end up playing more creatures than I would like. Hopefully I don't run into that guy that has burn at the stake. Maybe I should have just hacked that there, even though I think the Vampire is very, very good in our deck. Okay, so 4 more picks. I don't think we're getting anything crazy. Our deck got very red out of nowhere, so if you look at that, it's actually about even. Alright, which do I want less? Triumph's not going to do anything. I think I'll take the Presence. I'd rather not get blown out by that. Sure, I'll take a crappy Hunted Ghoul. Sure, another Dangerous Wager. And sure, Plains. Okay, so we have a deck. Kind of glad we jumped out of white. I don't think it was going to be very good for us. A little disappointed I didn't take that burn at the stake. I really didn't think our deck was going to be so creature-based, so maybe that was a little bit of a blunder on our behalf, but we'll see how things play out. Alright, so I'll take that, play that, play that, play that, play that, most likely. Drivers currently, but might not want all the drivers. Okay, so 14 black cards currently. Of all these black cards, Skull Cage Fiends, although is very aggressive, does cost double black. I don't know if we want all these Executioners / drivers, so we'll put them off to the side. And I don't really know if we want this Grave Exchange. I think our deck could actually be potentially better without them, but we will see. We'll definitely be playing some of those things. Okay, I think Stone Right's fine. Striker's fine. Striker's fine. Lightning Mauler's fine, especially if it helps us get our Exterminators online. Okay, Lancers are good. Okay, Thunderous Wrath is very fine. Okay. So, as you see, I'd rather play a lot of the red, which makes me really kind of regret not taking the damn burn at the stake. I didn't realize I'd be playing this much red. Alright, currently our deck is very aggressive, which I like. We have a lot of 2-drops, so I think justifying the Driver of Dead is fine. I think we could play both of them. And now we have to decide if we want to play a Grave Exchange or one of Undead Executioner. We have 16 creatures. We're also currently not playing this guy. I think I want the Undead Executioner, but kind of want the Grave Exchange or the Soul Cage Fiend. It's a tough decision. Because we want to be very, very aggressive, but if we get to a late game and we don't end up getting there, then that's going to suck. So, I think I'm going to put in the Soul Cage Fiend. Looks like our deck is pretty aggressive. And then we have Demonic Rising to kind of finish it off if they kill our guys. So I don't think we'll really need the Grave Exchange. The Executioners, I guess, could be boarded in. Okay, so let's add some lands. I suggest 9-8 in favor of black. Let's see. Yeah, I think we could go with that. We do have a bunch of double black spells. We only really need one mount to function. Alright, I'll be bringing you round one shortly, as always. Thanks for watching. Please check out the other videos. Please check out the contest going on. Please tell all your friends. And most importantly, subscribe.